The shadows that covered the sky had not completely dissipated, even after the last attack. Sami lay motionless while the Guardian and his friends tried to wake him up. But what they did not know was that Sami was in an internal struggle with something more dangerous than the dark creature they had defeated. Deep inside Sami, he was facing a strange reflection. He found himself in a dark place, filled with mirrors that reflected his image, but with glowing red eyes. His inner voice spoke to him. "You have triumphed, but you have opened the door to greater darkness. Are you ready to bear this burden?" Sami tried to respond, but every word disappeared into the air. Suddenly, a dark hand emerged from one of the mirrors, trying to grasp him. Sami began to resist, trying to break free, but he felt the darkness was stronger than he expected. In the outside world, the Guardian was using every spell she knew to revive Sami, while the bird and Xena were trying to fend off the pockets of darkness that began gathering anew. Xena said angrily, "This is no time to wait. If we don't retrieve Sami, we'll lose everything." The Guardian shouted, "Do not rush. Sami is not just any fighter. He is the key. We must trust him." Inside his mind, Sami managed to control his emotions, directing the energy of the 4 crystals he carried towards the main mirror. The energy exploded, shattering all the mirrors and freeing him from the bindings. He finally opened his eyes, finding his friends around him. Sami said in a low but firm voice, "The darkness has returned, but it is now part of me. We need to move quickly before it completely overwhelms us." Suddenly, the nearby mountain began to tremble, and a new creature emerged, more dangerous than the previous one. It wielded a dark sword, and its eyes blazed with red flames. The bird said as he prepared to attack, "Is this a joke? We've just exhausted ourselves, and now this monster appears?" Sami said seriously, "We cannot retreat now. This creature is the guardian of the final gate. If we do not stop it here, the door will open completely, and the world will be engulfed in darkness." Everyone launched into a united attack. Sami led the battle, using the energy of the crystals to create focused attacks on the creature. The bird flew like lightning, shooting precise arrows at the creature's weak spots. Meanwhile, Xena whirled around it, using her swords to confuse it. But the creature possessed destructive power. Every attack by Sami and his companions was easily repelled, while its strikes split the ground and created explosive waves. Sami shouted loudly, "We have to work as a team. No one attacks alone." Sami realized that the creature had an invisible shield that could only be broken from within. He proposed a dangerous plan. "I will distract it. Xena, you will circle behind it and find any weak spot on its body. Bird, use the arrows to guide it into the trap. As for the Guardian, I will need your power to direct a final blow straight into its heart." The plan began, and Sami leaped directly toward the creature, using the energy of the crystals to create a luminous aura around him. The creature focused all its attacks on Sami, giving Xena the opportunity to search for its weaknesses. Xena shouted loudly, "I found something." There is a small crack in its chest. It seems to be the source of its power. The Guardian gathered her energy with that of the crystals and directed it towards Sami. Sami used all his strength to launch a beam of energy towards the crack in the creature's chest. In a moment of tremendous explosion, the creature was completely destroyed. The darkness surrounding the place dispersed. After the battle, Sami fell to his knees, exhausted but victorious. He said in a tired voice, "It's over, but I feel this is not the end." The Guardian stared into the horizon and said with concern, "The gate has not completely closed. Something bigger is coming." Sami looked at his companions and said firmly, "If there is another threat, we are ready. We will not give up, no matter the cost." Stay tuned for the next installment.